was with a mother and the two sisters of a woman who died because of Trump abortion bans just last night.
Let Amber Thurman's death be a message to us. Don't get caught up in the government's propaganda and the government's evil. Follow God at all costs. Until next time, God bless.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Truth Speaker TV. Okay, so this video is really sad. Let's get into it. Meet Amber Nicole Thurman, the 28-year-old medical assistant and single mom who has been in the news of late, who, to me, it seems like the Democrat Party, especially Kamala, is using this woman's death to push her agenda. But let me not get ahead of myself. So who is Amber Nicole Thurman? Well, she was born on September 16, 1993 in Georgia, right? We know that she's a single mom of a young son, and yeah, she's a medical assistant. This woman had become pregnant with twins in 2022. So this is not something that recently happened. And she decided to terminate the pregnancy for whatever reason. Georgia's recently enacted abortion law, which prohibited most abortions after 6 weeks, restricted her ability to access a surgical abortion in her state. So she drove. In August 2022, she traveled to North Carolina, where abortion remained legal, and she received abortion pills. She received 2 different types of abortion pills. According to sources online, she received mifepristone and misoprostol. So again, this is based on online sources, right? They said these are the 2 abortion pills that she received, right? They said after taking the medication, she experienced a rare complication that resulted in incomplete expulsion of fetal tissue, which resulted in a severe infection. So on August 19, 2022, Thurman went to a hospital in Georgia after her symptoms worsened. So it went on to state that she showed signs of sepsis. It says medical guidelines suggested a procedure known as D&C should be performed promptly in such cases to remove the remaining tissue. However, Georgia's new abortion law, which criminalized most abortions after 6 weeks, included exceptions for life-threatening situations. And I believe this is one of the life-threatening situations, right? She already started the abortion process, so now it's a medical emergency for her life. So I went on to say that, but the law's language created uncertainty for medical staff. They were not sure based on the wording in the law, right? By the time the procedure was performed 20 hours later, Thurman's condition had deteriorated and she unalived the same day. That is just so sad, right? I am not for abortion. And like I said, I know people, have abortions for whatever reason, right? They have to take that up with God. I'm not here to judge somebody because they did that, right? Or stone them at the cross or something like that. Whatever this woman was going through, who knows? The point is, she already took the pills, and I'm sure she told them that she took these pills, right? And I'm sure she probably told them that she already started passing a fetal tissue. So the process has already started, but there were more in her that did not come out, right? So they probably run the test, they knew what she needed. However, what they're saying is they couldn't do anything because of the wording in the law. Well, I believe this was a medical emergency brought on by these abortion pills, because it was after she took the pills she became sick, right? And this happened. Was she wrong or right for going to get the pills? I'm not here to argue for or against that. My thing is, a life was in the balance, and these people did not issue the medical attention that she needed to save her life.
It's very disheartening that my sister was allowed to suffer for 20 hours. She suffered. It was nothing that we could do to help her. We trusted the healthcare professionals to do their job and save her, but they failed her.
I believe that this is a very important issue that everyone should be aware of. There's lessons to learn from this situation. However, again, this happened 2 years ago. And now it is being used to push a political agenda that we have. Kamala Harris even lying and calling this law, the Trump's ban.
Because of Trump abortion bans just last night.
When Trump had nothing to do with this, but it was, the different states creating their own laws, right? I just think it's just ridiculous and, disheartening and shameful that this woman lost her life, and we would not, separate politics from this matter at hand, that you're pushing this agenda really hard just to win, This woman lost her life in a hospital. Figure out what's wrong with the bill. Forget your political platform and your political agenda and smearing Trump and going back and forth. Let's fix this. She went to the hospital seeking medical care because her abortion process had already started. Okay, so I just want to reiterate that after taking the medication, she experienced a rare complication, which caused incomplete expulsion of fetal tissue. And that resulted in a severe infection. So she was already passing that fetal tissue, right? So it's not like if she went there for an abortion. No, the process already started. But I guess the wording threw off these doctors initially, but later on, 20 hours after, they decided, well, we're just going to take the chance. I'm not sure how they got to that conclusion, but I would think at the onset, they would try and save a life, right? Do they not take an oath or something to save people? According to ProPublicia, they stated that this could have been prevented, right? And again, we have to look closely at the medication that she took. Something is wrong with the medication. That was the antecedent that brought on her situation, right?
Through complications from the abortion pill. Let's not get this twisted. Let's not be conflating and trying to save face. Let's just be honest. It was a complication that caused her death from taking the abortion pill, which is incredibly dangerous, as you can see.
I was with a mother and the two sisters of a woman who died because of Trump abortion bans just last night.
So Kamala want to blame Trump for Amber Thurman's death. She didn't tell y'all that it was her and the Biden administration that made it so where the doctors no longer during COVID time have to actually give those who was wanting an abortion an ultrasound before or after the procedure had been done. They also didn't tell you that many have been working on banning these chemical abortion pills because women are 50 more times likely than the surgical abortions to go to the ER. And why is Kamala bringing this up now when this happened in 2022? How dare she use Amber Thurman's story for her own propaganda? How did you just jump in the race and all of a sudden you're concerned about something that happened 2 years ago? The girl was 9 weeks pregnant with twins as a single mother, drove all the way to North Carolina, supposed to have a surgical procedure done. And because she showed up late and the facility was busy, they decided, without doing an ultrasound, that we're going to give you some chemical abortion pills based off of the date that you told us that you were. It's documented that when you're taking a pill like this, that it only goes up to 10 weeks. And if you're having twins, they got to give you way more than the average. Because of a bill that the Biden administration passed, the doctors did not have to do aftercare and check on her and go ahead and do another ultrasound and make sure everything had cleared. They sent the woman all the way back home to Georgia, and only to find out a few days later she might have sepsis, which is something that is a known cause of what can happen to you from taking those chemical pills. They're blaming her death on Donald Trump and the doctors. How dare you? Let Amber Thurman's death be a message to us. Don't get caught up in the government's propaganda and the government's evil. Follow God at all costs. Until next time, God bless.
Okay, so this is Camilla's statement about the abortion bans. And she says, a young mother from Georgia should be alive today, raising her son and pursuing her dream of attending nursing school, she said of Thurman. Women are bleeding out in parking lots. Wow, I didn't know that.
Can someone track down the women Kamala Harris says are bleeding out in parking lots because Roe v. Wade was overturned? Don't hold your breath.
Turned away from emergency rooms, losing their ability to ever have children again. Survivors of rape and incest are being told they cannot make decisions about what happens next to their bodies. That is a lie. That is a bold-faced lie, because I've seen the law, the Georgia law says that there are exceptions. Medical emergency, rape and incest, and medical futility. These are the exception. You guys can Google it, find it, read it. Camilla, quit lying. So this subtitle says, what has Donald Trump said about abortion bans? And this comes from USA Today. It's a quote, and it says, President Trump has always supported exceptions for rape, incest, and the life of the mother, which Georgia's law provides. I'm not making it up. It's there online. You guys can Google it. Camilla lied. The Trump campaign told USA Today in response to the death of Thurman. With those exceptions in place, it's unclear why doctors did not swiftly act to protect Amber Thurman's life. There you have it, guys.
Drove to North Carolina to obtain FDA-approved medication
through complications from the abortion pill. Let's not get this twisted.
Drove to North Carolina to obtain FDA-approved medication to terminate the pregnancy, saying by the time she arrived back to Georgia, she'd started bleeding heavily. According to medical records cited by ProPublica, Amber was rushed to a hospital in Metro Atlanta, where doctors noted twice that a D&C procedure should be considered to remove the infection. But the procedure, often used for abortions, wasn't done, not even when Amber became septic.
She was clearly septic, and she was hemorrhaging. She should have had a D&C right then and there.
Dr. Lillian Shapiro with Ideal Gynecology in Atlanta wasn't a part of Amber's care team, but says the state's so-called heartbeat law has caused confusion for medical providers who might not know when they're legally able to intervene.
My heart goes out to them because they knew the answer. They knew the answer, but they have had fear put into them by the court system, by these new laws that they don't understand.